Hello, hello. Hope you guys are well. Got yet another court report, this time talking about Jasiah versus Perrry. And if you do like the reports and you want to help out to stay at these various crappy motels, because we got a full trial coming up for Jasiah, I do have a Venmo link as well as a GoFundMe, as well as a Cash App if you are at all interested. So we'll start with the headline. What happened? Nothing major. It was a very quick session. Jasiah, yet again, got a continuance, of course, of which he is allowed. As you probably know, as I've discussed in the past, Jasiah is looking at two different cases, and they seem kind of flipped, which is interesting. One is a felony threat involving Perrry. The other is a misdemeanor battery based on Jasiah calling somebody a soulless ginger, again, of which I do not necessarily take offense to. And then, of course, just to give a rundown, after Perrry, this guy with the dog, who's clearly a Scientology ally, got arrested for assaulting Aaron, Jasiah tried to continue, apparently, to make threats at him, which constituted a felony threat. The most bizarre part is that Jasiah was essentially besieged 2 weeks after the fact, 2 weeks after the event, by 7 police officers. All of this simply for a verbal threat, which, to use police force for that specific situation, is incredibly unusual. So there's not a ton of there. They're trying to stick these two disparate charges. It also should be noted that Kendrick Moxon, I missed him very much. Today I am missing Moxon because neither Perrry nor Kendrick Moxon nor anybody on Perry's legal team or on the Scientology side showed up to court today. So they might have been realizing that this is a lost cause from the beginning, especially now. Here's the big news, guys. Especially now, so suck it Reddit, that Jasiah has a really impressive experience, over 12 years of experience, I believe, criminal attorney defending him. If you guys want to look it up, the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? That's why I showed up. And the gentleman's name is Shaheen Mansouri. Shaheen Mansouri, Manshori. He is a well-known criminal attorney. He's been in the news a various amount of times. He also spent a year working on former inmate re-entry programs. So he has compassion, and he knows how to speak the language to the judge. He knows what the judge is looking for in terms of maybe the judge is wanting to elicit some mercy on the defendant. Look at them as a whole, look at their record. How do you navigate that? How do you communicate with the judge with that? If you have a year of experience navigating the lives for a re-entry program, you could kind of speak that language like the back of your hand. So Shaheen, really, I could tell he's passionate about helping Jasiah. I got to see him in person, in the flesh. So that is Jasiah's attorneys, guys. It has been paid for. Obviously, he's raised what he's needed to raise. But if you look at his record, he has a record of winning a lot of criminal cases. So Jasiah is in completely excellent hands. And I really do think, just looking at Shaheen for the brief couple of seconds that I got to, and look at his communication with Jasiah, that Shaheen cares a lot about him, and, you know, probably thinks this is a bullshit case. So today, the big hearing was all about simply switching the public defender that Jasiah previously had to this new hired attorney, which was approved. And again, listen, if Scientology were really invested in all of this, then they would try to delay that, try to make an argument that the paperwork, they try something up their sleeve to even try to delay the transferring of an attorney. So I think it isn't pretty indicative that there really isn't that much of a case. Here's the other reason why we don't have that much of a case, why Scientology doesn't have that much of a case. All of this hinders on videos, guys. Videos. DOA versus Moxon hinders on a video. They don't want to use the video. Danny, in his case, it all centers around a video. Scientology, we already know, doesn't want to use that video. Guess what? There's also video footage of these two events By the way, I got something wrong, guys. I said Jasiah was out of La Poubelle. He couldn't protest out of La Poubelle. That was an inaccuracy. I was wrong. He was actually protesting outside of the test center. So he cannot go to the test center. That's an important correction. But all of this revolves around the video. The attorney has seen the video. The attorney for Jasiah wants to use the video. With the over decade of experience that Mr. Manshuri has, clearly he feels that this video is exonerating. Same situation with Danny. Tomorrow will be a big hearing, and I will be with you to talk about it with Danny. As to the trial will not yet begin, but tomorrow will be the hearing as to whether or not Danny could use his video. So it's all about those videos. You gotta love those juicy videos. It's all about the videos. But, you know, my guess, guys, looking at the prediction, you couldn't do this with a court-appointed attorney. They wouldn't know how to navigate this. But with the experience that Mr. Manshuri has, I think really all you needed was a good lawyer for about 2 or 3 motions. What a good lawyer does is he's probably going to scare away Scientology. It looks like he already has. My guess is that Scientology might have looked up the credentials of Mr. Manshuri and realized once that was established, once Jasiah got what he needed from the viewers like you, that there was no case, there was no point in even showing up and trying to fight this. Who knows? In the continuance, they may very well. I will say that the prosecutor, he was there and didn't seem to care and was completely fine with the transferring of attorney, didn't have any preferred dates that he wanted. So my guess, if it's the prosecutor alone without the extra add-ons of the Scientology team, the prosecutor will just probably drop it. That's my guess. But you needed Mr. Manshuri to try to get that dropped. So things are looking good. We have another hearing, which I will be there for. The trial may or may not be, probably won't begin. There'll probably be another continuance. But Jasiah's next date is on the 23rd of October, so I'll make sure to be there for that. And yeah, thank you guys as always for watching. Things are looking good for Jasiah, but very, very simple case. The whole thing lasts about 2 minutes, so this video is longer than the actual case. But I'm impressed by his attorney. Things are looking good. I would give things an 80% chance of the case simply being entirely dropped. Scientology is not showing up. That speaks volumes. The attorney wants to use the video. The video is clearly going to be exonerating. So why even try to fight it? So things are looking good, but you need somebody on the ground to kind of give you that good news. So thanks all of you guys again for supporting Jasiah, and thanks for supporting me in a much smaller way. And I will see you tomorrow for Danny. You guys take care. Bye-bye.